What's going on, guys? What is up, everybody? What's up, everyone? What's going on, everybody? Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. In this video, I'm going to give you a background on who I am, how we got here, and just tell you guys my story for anyone who cares and is interested. Where I want to start this story is in December of 2019, because that is where I hit the lowest point in my life. And up until that point, things had been going great. In high school, I played lots of sports. I did soccer, cross country, track. I was in great shape. I could eat whatever I wanted. In college, I started strength training a lot and just got really into that. Did bodybuilding, did the whole tracking all my macros, grilled chicken, broccoli, rice, that whole thing. Took training really seriously and put on a good amount of muscle. From my senior year of high school, I was 130 pounds. By the end of my senior year of college, I was, I think, like 170, maybe 175, and pretty lean too. Anyways, I was in good shape. I had good routines dialed in. I was working out consistently, eating pretty clean. And I graduated with my degree in biochemistry, my first job out of college. I was working 60, 70, sometimes even 80-hour weeks. And I had never worked that hard in my life. I very quickly put on weight. There was a period of time where I think I put on like 25 pounds in a 4-month period. It was crazy. I laugh looking back at it now, but it was genuinely a really rough period. I had never had that much stress before. Granted, I was young, I was hungry, I wanted to prove myself. And so I just put my health on the back burner, even though it had been something I was passionate about and loved for years. I just put it to the side. I was like, I gotta focus on my career. Yeah, it caught up to me very fast. And very quickly, I just realized how unhappy I felt. I was so exhausted. No matter how much I slept, I would wake up feeling exhausted. I just didn't feel like myself. I was starting to not like the way I looked in the mirror. I started noticing a double chin coming in. My belly would kind of stick out of my shirts. Pants were fitting tighter than I would have liked. Just all these things were just adding up, and I was like, I don't like this. This doesn't feel like me, because my old identity was I was the fit guy. I was, I literally my nickname used to be ZR Fitness. You can go back on my channel and look at that, and just maybe don't go back to those videos. They're really, really cringy. But anyways, the point is, I wasn't feeling the way that I wanted to. I didn't like feeling low energy. I didn't like the feeling of just discomfort in how I looked. I remember one of my friends took a picture of me, and I just kind of did a double take, and I was like, wait, is that really me? Anyways, it just, I don't know if you watching this, if you've experienced these feelings, but it was not fun, to say the least. And so I realized I needed to make a change, but I couldn't just do what every, fitness guru tells you to do, which is grilled chicken, broccoli, rice, weigh out every macro. That's what I used to do in college, because I used to watch a lot of fitness YouTubers. I loved Christian Guzman, I loved Jeff Nippert, I loved Athlean X. I would study all of these guys and their content, but I couldn't live the way that they were with my new lifestyle, working all these crazy hours. And so I just I felt really frustrated and defeated for a while. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do about this. I started getting sick a lot too, because my immune system was so down from the stress, the poor diet, and bad sleep. So yeah, I was just getting sick a lot, which made it hard to even get into the gym when I could find time. It was a train wreck, honestly. And over the next 5 years, I just started iterating and testing. It was okay, how can I get my workouts in, even if it can't be the full time? How can I do a 30-minute session, right? I used to do 2 to 3 hour sessions even in college. I was I don't have time for that. So I tried to condense my training into 30, 45-minute sessions using antagonistic muscle training. That started to pay off and started to work. And same thing with nutrition. I had to figure out how do I eat out on the road? What can I get from fast food places? What can I get from restaurants when I know I'm eating out? I don't have the time or ability to meal prep. So I need to figure out sort of all of these ways around that. And I started doing that. I started documenting the journey on YouTube and on Instagram. Again, like I said, you can go back to my old videos. Don't recommend, cringe warning for sure. But I started documenting this process and started to just kind of gain some traction. I was still working full time, and I just loved content creation. I loved the fact that I could learn something and then just put it out there to the internet, and anybody else could also learn it from my experience. I was like, this is so cool. Like, we live in such a great digital age, and my friends used to make fun of me, like, what, you think you're some influencer now, whatever. I was like, I don't know, like, I have like 100 subscribers, like a couple hundred, maybe like 1,000 Instagram followers. Like, I was like, no, I know I'm not an influencer, but I don't know really what drove me to do that, but I just did it. And looking back, I'm so glad I did, because it just started to build traction. And what I've always sought to do in my content is provide value and give something that's valuable. And it just started to snowball and started to build traction. And I got more and more followers on Instagram, more and more messages, like my YouTube channel started to grow. And I started realizing, like, wait, this is crazy. Maybe there's something here. Like, what do I do with this? And around the same time, my boss actually asked me to write her a nutrition and training plan. She was like, hey, I'm stuck. Like, I don't know what to do, and you seem to have figured it out. So can you help me? And so I helped her out. I wrote up her plan, and then more and more of my colleagues started to reach out to me and asking for help. Like, hey, how do I work with this? How do I do this? Can you just coach me? I had a couple of people just be like, can you just coach me? Like, I need help. Like, I'll pay you whatever you want. I just need help. I'm stuck. I'm tired of feeling this way, and I need help. And so I started coaching a few people on the side, and I had this light bulb moment. I'm trying to think exactly when it was. I want to say it was sometime in 2023, where I had that light bulb moment where I was like, this is, one, so much fun, and two, incredibly rewarding. I think it was after maybe my 4th or 5th transformation. I just had this like hit where I was like, wait a minute. I looked back, I was like, wait, I just helped 5 people change their lives and their health. And they're all like singing my praises and telling everybody they know about me. Like, maybe I'm onto something here, And so I kept going with it. I got a few more clients, and then it just got to the point where I was like, okay, I could keep working my full-time job, which I didn't hate, but it also wasn't like my number one passion, or I could work on what my number one passion is, which is I love health, I love fitness, I love just seeing the intersection between, psychology of behavior change and how to actually enact habits and systems. And anyways, all those things, that is what I am most passionate about. And so going on 3 years now is when I officially launched my business, quit my job, went all in, and just started to, really take it seriously, treat it like a full-time job. And from there is when it just exploded. Like, part of why I'm making this video is like, it's just kind of crazy to look back at like how fast life can change, how fast, just like what you do on a day to day, like the way that I spend my days now. I have a team, I have employees. I just hired a new employee 2 days ago. I have 4 people on my team total now, and like our business is growing exponentially. We've worked with over 100, literally getting close to 200 clients now. It's absolute, like, exploded is the only way I know how to say that. And I think I can't say for sure, but I think the reason it's exploded is because, one, there's no fitness stuff out there for people like me that, were traveling a lot, working crazy hours, like had a lifestyle where you can't just do the traditional fitness methods. I think that's one of the reasons. That's at least what my clients have said was one thing. And then two is just like, really, one of the things I've always prided myself on is like the success of our clients is my number one focus. When I started this business, I didn't even go into it with the intention of like starting a business. I just was like, I'm a coach and I'll just help other people. But as it's grown, now I've had to think more like a business owner and more like, okay, how do I, think about systems? How do I think about client success and fulfillment and marketing and sales? Like all these things that I didn't know anything about a couple years ago, And as I think through all those things, I always remind myself like the number one most important thing is client success, because like without client success, to me, you have nothing. Like you have, and with client success, you have everything. And I think that's why the business has just exploded, is because we have so many testimonials, so many interviews, like so many I started a Google reviews page, and it's just been like almost every other day I see like a review come in. And it's just, yeah. Anyways, it's a crazy journey. All that to say, if you made it this far into the video, first of all, I appreciate you watching and, you know, hearing my story. If you have any like questions for me about my journey or anything, or you want to see like, I don't know, whatever you want to see, let me know in the comments. I do actually read the comments. And yeah, like, you know, my goal on this channel is to just continue to provide value, continue to help you work through the challenges that regular travel involve, because I really do believe like there's nobody out there that's doing that. And because I've lived it, because I've traveled to over 20 countries myself, I've, you know, had periods of time where I'm in airports, like it feels like I'm in airports or in hotels more, actually not, it feels like literally I have had months where I was in an airport or a hotel more days than I was at home. I know what that feels like. And so I hope that this channel can be a space where if you feel that same way, you feel, you know, tired, you've been traveling all the time, like I want this space to be home for you, where you come here and you're like, okay, these are the actual things I need to do, and it makes sense. I can actually fit it into my lifestyle. What I literally tell my team, like our goal is to give hope to people that travel a lot, that it is possible to be healthy. Just because the majority of traveling professionals aren't, doesn't mean that you can't be. You can be healthy. And so that is really my mission with this channel, is to instill that hope and give actual real tactical advice on how to do that. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. If you would like to talk to me and my team, you can click on the consultation call button down below. Yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. I post videos every week. And a couple weeks, I'll be releasing a free workout program I've been working on that goes along with these videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.